Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 140 of the Hunt a Day. Oh, we are closing in on the end incredibly quickly. And speaking of quickly, I have to talk about the monster that we're fighting today pretty fast, because I did not plan for it to die as quick as it did. I guess that's what I get for using endgame Master Rank equipment against a early Master Rank fight, but bada bing, bada boom, that's where we're at. Today we're fighting Royal Ludroth, and I wanted to kick off the Farewell to Rise week that I'm doing with the next couple videos to showcase some of the lower tier monsters that I really like but don't always get the most love and respect. And Royal Ludroth definitely deserves it. The monster is cool. It is one of the first Leviathans that most people have ever fought, being the first Leviathan that you come up against in Monster Hunter Tri when it was released. And I love the simplicity of its design. Just this big yellow banana iguana that has an exaggerated mane of sponge coming off of its head. It's such a cool design choice, and I love the fact that the answer to, okay, this amphibious water-dwelling lizard, what does it do to keep itself from drying out when it goes on land? Well, clearly the answer is it has a big sponge on its head that it absorbs water in, and then just constantly is releasing the water onto its skin until it dries out and needs to reset the sponge. I love that. It's great. It's a nice little bit of world building. It's a cool design feature. It's a great monster design-wise. Simple with an exaggerated cool feature. That's my jam. The fight is admittedly nothing major to write home about. A lot of the early game monsters are designed to teach you something that you're going to need for later game monsters. And I feel like what Royal Ludroth is there to teach is how to deal with monsters that use their entire body in attacks. Because Royal Ludroth does a lot of full body rolls, it does a lot of charges, it throws its weight around a lot, and it's the main way that this thing attacks. And so I think the main thing that Royal Ludroth is designed to teach is how to get away from the entire body of the monster when you need to dodge an attack. And I think that's a good lesson, it's an important lesson. And I think Royal Ludroth does a good job of teaching that, but other than that, the fight doesn't do a whole lot, to be, amazing. It doesn't have the same, character and the same charisma as something like, something like a Yankatku or a Puke Puke, even Kuluyaku. I feel like those all have a lot of personality woven into their fights, that Royal Ludroth is just a big lizard, and that's fine, that's cool. It reminds me a lot of Great Jagras, but even Great Jagras has the bloat whenever it eats a new monster, or whenever it eats a herbivore, and I think that adds a lot to the visual presentation of the fight. The coolest thing that Royal Ludroth has, that I think was introduced in Rise, is when it gets exhausted, all of its color drains. Its skin dries out, the sponge dries out, and it becomes just this pale, washed out version of itself, until it goes to some water and refreshes the sponge, at which case it gets its vibrant yellow back. But now the question of, is Royal Ludroth going to come back in Monster Hunter Wilds? I'm gonna again preface this by saying that I have no idea what monsters are coming back. The last trailer I watched was the release date trailer in September, and I've been trying to avoid as many spoilers as I can ever since, because I want to experience the game with as fresh eyes as possible. So this is all pure speculation, and I don't want to know if I'm right. So if they announce Royal Ludroth, anything like that, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. Until I am playing the game in 17 days. 16 days? I need to look at my countdown. I'm bad at math. But I think Royal Ludroth has a decent chance of coming back. I think they could do a lot with its ecology, with how it interacts with the smaller Ludroth that are part of its pride. It could be a herd monster in that regard, in the sense that it has the horde of smaller Ludroths around it. And I would like to see how they incorporate its the practicality of its sponge into its moveset. I think Royal Ludroth is due a revamp, and Rise didn't quite do enough to differentiate the fight from what it was in pre-5th generation. I think Royal Ludroth has a decent chance coming back. The last map I saw was the Scarlet Forest a little bit in that release date trailer, and I could easily see a Ludroth swimming around there. So I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10 to come back in Monster Hunter Wilds, and a similar 6 out of 10 to come back in a future game. It's very likely. I think it's a decently popular monster, but it's not on the top of anyone's radar. But that's going to be it for me for today. I'm really hoping that I don't run out of time. I'm looking at the recording and it's a little iffy. So thank you all so much for watching. Please stick around until the end of the hunt if you can. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, I'll see you next time.